Okay, quick recap for the uninformed. TheRedHeadHenry is homophobic, transphobic, ableist, racist, an AI slop lover, and for some reason believes his work to be more faithful to Dragon Ball than modern Dragon Ball.
As far as I'm concerned, the Dragon Ball that I knew doesn't exist anymore. But I will do my best to ensure that the content and animations on this channel do justice to what did exist.
If becoming immortal means embracing feeble mortal acts like sex.
Oh yeah, he's also made it his God-given mission to make everyone, including his own fans, absolutely despise him. You guys seem to want more Henry videos after that first one, and deliver on that I shall, because some really funny stuff has happened since that video. Also, that first video almost ratioed his video like 5 times over. God damn. Okay, so I'm like 99% sure Henry joined my server, role-playing as a fan of his own work, and then tried to fight tooth and nail to defend himself. How do I know this is Henry? He made it pretty blatant, to be fair. They joined my server around the same time Henry followed me on Twitter, which he did because of that short I made. This is important because I don't advertise my Twitter and server outside of just, having it in my bio, which means if Henry followed me on Twitter, he must have gone into my bio and thus would have also seen the link to my server. I also received a comment on my video detailing an experience someone had with Henry where he joined their server to harass them, so this is completely in character for him to do. He also said the R slur in their first message on my server. And Henry's obsession with that word. They also had the exact same typing quirks Henry does, like namely his habit of putting spaces between sentences, like asking questions in the sentences or whatever. Like they tried getting me to message Henry or whatever, so I did, and I brought up my video. And what Henry said about my video lined up perfectly what they said on the server, like down to the exact word choices. They also said they only cared about Henry's animations, but they were willing to defend him on literally every single front and just completely brush off any of his wrongdoings for some reason. Which, saying he doesn't care only to care a lot is one of Henry's signature traits. They also seem to have extensive knowledge about Henry and his server, like as though they were part of it and knew him personally, yet a friend of mine, Crimson Heart or Shinku, who was also on Henry's server extensively, had absolutely no recollection of them being part of the server whatsoever. The cracks especially started to form when he started talking about stuff on the server, which would imply he was on it at the same time Crimson was, despite first saying he had no idea who they were, only to then backtrack and imply they did know, only to then backtrack again. They also started off pretty negatively and even tried to claim my content was all edgy, but then proceeded to backtrack and say they were actually a fan. And then when I pushed them on it to explain further, they just kept deflecting the question. And then when they did finally answer, they just said it was because of the Henry video for some reason, but then they straight up said they didn't even watch it, only to then backtrack again and say they did watch it, but only when it was released? Like, I'm not crazy, right? This is fishy. Like, they're constantly contradicting themselves and scrambling to make excuses whenever it gets noticed. Like, this doesn't feel like someone with nothing to hide, right? They act like they don't care, only to care a hell of a lot, and then try and twist the narrative like I'm in the wrong for calling out Henry's behavior, and then they did this only to admit they didn't even see the video, which frankly makes sense. They also tried acting like they're a fan of mine and that they joined the server just to talk about my content, which they never did. Literally the only times they were ever active on my server was whenever someone joked about Henry, and that's it. Whenever I released a new video, they were just completely radio silent. Like, again, I'm 99% sure this is just Henry. It would genuinely make less sense if this wasn't him. Dude, I can't get over this. He is literally his own biggest defender. How pathetic is that? He claimed a video he didn't even see was out of context and one-sided. Dude, ever since that video, I'd gotten tons of comments sharing similar stories about Henry's toxic behavior, including gamer Goku, who had worked with him directly. I don't know how it's one-sided if every side paints the same picture, dude. This is basically the closest thing we'll ever get to Henry acknowledging his wrongdoings and responding. And, instead of apologizing, he instead decides to downplay it and gaslight me into thinking he did nothing wrong. This is so funny, dude. Like, the irony of him trying to act like he doesn't care what people say about him, only to, go into my server undercover and defend himself because of my video is really funny. Anyways, second funny development. So, Henry's making a legacy of Goku ROM hack or something, I don't know, and it uses these ugly AI images and stuff. Crimson played it. It was not good. Look at this thumbnail. He's putting fake Steam reviews or whatever in it, acting like people actually like it or care. Anyway, so I noticed he had a surprising amount of views on this video, which I found odd because none of his other videos on his game had nearly anything near that amount. So I thought, oh, maybe the algorithm blessed him or something. But then I looked into the video and I noticed something. It only had 57 likes and 22 comments on a video with 48,000 views.
you motherfucker!
Then I checked the next day. Now the video has 56,000 views with 56 likes and 22 comments. It went down a like. Something's not adding up here. Like, just speaking from personal experience, I have never gotten a video with this level of attention receive such an underwhelming result. I have videos with less than 10k that are shorter than Henry's video that have way more likes and comments on it. Like, this isn't normal. Made worse by the fact that his prior videos with significantly less views somehow have way more likes and comments. He also suddenly gained like 2,000 subs in like 2 weeks, and they started coming in before he uploaded this video, but none of his other videos had received a boost in viewership. It's just this one. Once again, speaking from experience, the amount of subs you get from a video is usually way smaller than the amount of likes or views. Like, going from biggest to smallest, it's views, likes, comments, and then subs usually. Like, getting 2k subs from just one video is absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen anything like that from my experience. Gaining 2,000 subscribers from a video with only 56 likes is a major red flag. Like, what do you think is more likely? Henry botted his subs and views, or 56,000 people watched this video, 2,000 of them liked it enough to subscribe, but only 56 of that 2,000 actually bothered to give it a like? Henry is so disliked even by his own fans that he has to roleplay as a fan to defend himself and bot his subs and views to make it seem like people actually care about him.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Oh, I know, guys. See, look, people do like me. Look, here's a fan right now. Oh, I love you, Henry. I love your content. Oh, you've done nothing wrong ever. You know, Henry, if you want people to actually like you, you have to actually be likable. Respect doesn't just go one way, you have to earn it. You can't just expect to be respected because you made Goku vs. Evil Goku and Ultimate Tenkaichi, which Henry apparently considers a 10 out of 10 game. Henry's a very funny fellow. Like, not intentionally, of course. Like, I tried watching one of his cooler reacts where he tries to be funny, and it kind of made me want to put my hand in a blender.
Maybe I'll use the blender.
It's actually crazy how little self-awareness Henry has. Even when everybody leaves him, rather than reflecting on himself and realizing he needs to change and improve, he instead decides to double, triple, and quadruple down. He plays make-believe and pretends everyone actually totally likes and is interested in his work, and absolutely does not judge him for his incredibly immature and inappropriate behavior. He's like an entitled child wanting everything to go his way without doing anything to deserve it. He's also in his late 30s to early 40s, by the way, which makes this even more embarrassing. Henry, you're not a 14-year-old. You are a grown man. So start acting like it. Oh yeah, the Ultra Vegito video is coming soon as well, by the way.
Maybe I'll use the blender. Blender.